Hey, Bhavya, can you help me to post this on Insta?
Mom, when did you sign up on Instagram?
Just now, I want to post about our new puppy.
You are acting so weird since I showed you Lakshmi auntie's post about her garden on Insta. You can't let her win, can you?
Why do you have to be so discouraging? This is not about Lakshmi or her stupid post. I just thought it would be a good idea to join Insta so I can post about what happens in my life.
You are full of drama. Anyway, show what you're going to post. Let me see. Interesting picture. So you finally managed to catch a picture when he wasn't jumping around. Was this why you have been running behind him since yesterday? My poor puppy.
No, Bhavi, just help me with this now.
Correct this. My favorite little pup drink milk every morning. I managed to take a snap without him knowing. He look adorable, doesn't he? This should be my favorite little pup drinks milk every morning. I managed to take a snap without him noticing. He looks adorable, doesn't he?
Oh, it should be like that, is it? Okay.
Yes, ma.
You are so good at this. I knew you could help me.
Yeah. Ma, make sure my pup doesn't run away because of your Insta torture.
Oh, please. I am going to make him a star on Instagram. You wait and watch.
Do you have an Insta-obsessed mom like Bhavya does? I hope not. Anyway, did you notice how Bhavya helped her mom with her Instagram post? This is called subject-verb agreement. We are going to learn about subject-verb agreement in this session. Subject-verb agreement is a fundamental concept. We all commonly use the rules of this concept every day in our lives. Before we start, let's quickly recall what a subject and a verb are. We all know what a verb is. Verb is an action. Now, what is a subject? A subject is the person or thing that performs the action. Remember how Bhavya's mom was trying to post about her puppy? This is what she had written. My favorite little pup drinks milk every morning. Pup is the subject here and the verb is drinks. Let's look at one more example. Akash is playing in the park. Akash is the subject and playing is the verb. Now, what is the basic rule of subject-verb agreement? The rule is that the subject and the verb in a sentence should be in agreement with each other. Now, what do we mean by agreement? It means that both the subject and the verb must be singular or they both must be plural. You can't have a singular subject with a plural verb or a plural subject with a singular verb. Now the question is, do you know the singular and plural forms of the subjects and verbs? There was one more thing that Bhavya's mom added in her post about the pup. She had written, he looks adorable, doesn't he? Here, since he is a singular subject, we use the singular form of the verb look, which is looks. It's quite easy to figure out the plural forms of subjects. For instance, cars is the plural form of car, which is the singular form. However, verbs do not follow this pattern. Unlike subjects, adding an S to a verb doesn't make it a plural. Look at the singular and plural forms of these words. Sleep, sleeps. Which one is singular and which one is the plural? Well, sleep is the plural form and sleeps is the singular form. How can we figure this out? An easy way to figure this out will be to ask yourself which form of the verb you will use with the word they and which form of the verb you would use with he or she. They play, he plays, she plays. Here, since he and she are singular pronouns, plays is a singular verb. The word they is plural, so play is the plural form of the word. Let's again look at the sentences from the interaction between Bhavya and her mom. Now it's clear why Bhavya corrected her mom to use the singular verb with the singular subject. Let's look at few more examples. They eat at 1 p.m. every day. He eats at 1 p.m. every day. Here, since they is a plural subject, we use the plural form of the verb eat, which is eat. Similarly, since he is a singular subject, we use the singular form of the verb eat, which is eats. This is just the beginning. There are many rules about subject-verb agreement. Let's look at another rule. When a sentence begins with there is or there are, or here is or here are, the subject and verb positions are inverted, meaning the subject will be placed after the verb. This is something to be careful about. Let's look at a few sentences. There is a kid in the room. There are kids in the room. Here is the book you asked for. Here are the books you asked for. Can you identify the verbs here in these sentences? The verbs are is and are. Also, if you notice closely, you will be able to see that the subjects kids and books in these sentences come only after the verb. So the subject in these examples does not come before the verb. Instead, the subject in this kind of sentence comes after the verb, so you must look for it after the verb. Let's look at the sentence again. There is a kid in the room. Since the subject kid comes after the verb is, and as the subject kid is singular, the verb is also singular. What about this sentence? Here are the books you asked for. The subject books comes only after the verb are, and since the subject books is plural, the verb is also plural. The same rule applies while creating questions. Often, a question will have the subject following the verb. Like we did earlier, first identify the subject and then choose the verb that agrees with it. Look at these examples. What is the issue? What are the issues? In the first sentence, is the verb and issue is the subject, and both are singular. Similarly, in the second sentence, are is the verb and issues is the subject, and both are plural. There are many more rules and guidelines to subject-verb agreement. We will see you in another episode. Until then, happy learning.